All right, Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kakwadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles, great millstone, the time of this truth, and Shalom to the hopeful elect, the men and women, all right, and children that have returned to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahushai Hamashiach, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And briefly in this lesson, this is going to be a quick one. I'll entitle it "All Behavior is Communication." All right, all behavior is communication, and the inspiration of this lesson um, pretty much came from work. Actually, I was at training for my job. We were, getting ready, um, and while I was in training, the presenter had mentioned this phrase. All right, going into um, how people behave, their body act, their body language. You know what I'm saying? Their works, right? The things that they do. All right. And she had made the statement, and that statement was all behavior is communication. And that sparked the idea of this lesson, because when it comes to our walk with the Most High through His only begotten Son, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, when it comes to being in this truth, being a believer, all right, being a part of the ministry, um, the scriptures talk about examining ourselves. All right, and I'll start off with that. All right. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 5. It says, examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahushua HaMashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates? Right? So when it comes to, the title of the lesson, all behavior is communication. When it comes to examining yourself, that's what we need to be doing, is examining our behaviors, examining our works, all right, and the things that we do, because those things are going to, make it clear to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai whether or not we truly have faith, right? The scriptures talk about faith without works is dead, and we'll get that next. But I want to get this word examine. It says, Strong's definitions, it says to test, endeavor, scrutinize, entice, discipline. All right. So what is it that we're disciplining ourselves in? Right. There's layers to that. We're disciplining ourselves on a mental level, right? As far as our thought process, how we think, right? We're lining that up with the scriptures, right? Because the scriptures talk about we have received the mind of Hamashiach, right? But the mind of Hamashiach is contained within the scriptures, which is why he said, "For lo, I come in the volume of the book, it is written of me," right? So we're disciplining ourselves on a mental level. Okay, we're disciplining ourselves on a spiritual level. We're analyzing, things we give our time to, things we give our attention to, but we're also, testing or examining our actual works, what actually happens, in our lives based off of the things that we do, because all those things, all those works, all those behaviors are communicating something to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. He's looking down upon those things, and he's seeing them out. All right, let me get this. This is Sirach chapter 23 and verse 19. All right, it says, such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of man and considering the most secret parts. Right, and Yahweh Shem Yahushua can easily tell, you know, um, where we're at based off of the things that we do, and the things that we don't do. The things that we say, the things that we don't say. All those things are being taken into consideration by Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, which is why it's so important to fear the Lord, all right, and not fear the eyes of men, right? Because at the end of the day, to hell with these people, all right, to hell with these people. The opinions and the opinions of these people is irrelevant. All right. The scriptures talk about, be peaceable with all men. Right. We move with wisdom. Right. As wise as a serpent, as harmless as a dove. But at the end of the day, to hell with the rest of these people. All right. And we shouldn't be moving with the consideration of people in the world. To hell with these people, man. At the end of the day, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is the one who is analyzing what we're doing. All right, he sees what we're doing. The angels see what we're doing. We see what the scriptures, like it says, like we just read. All right, examine not yourself, or examine yourself. Know ye not your own selves. Right. So part of that is knowing yourself. Right. That's what the Apostle Paul is saying. You should know yourself. You should know things that you're struggling in, weaknesses, strengths, areas where you want to grow. And if you don't know, pray. You know what I'm saying? Pray, because at the end of the day, we're supposed to be applying these scriptures with a sense of urgency, to the best of our abilities. And there is a certain amount of pressure that comes with that. Absolutely. But there's a saying in the world, pressure creates diamonds, all right, or pressure creates precious stones. So this pressure that comes with examining yourself, the pressure that comes with knowing that all behavior is communicating something to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, that pressure is going to turn us into what Yahweh Shem Yahushua wants us to be. Which is that that bride, that chaste virgin. So let me get another precept. This is 1 John chapter 3 and verse 18. It says, "My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth." Right. So being in the truth, this is not a thing about just talking, all right, or being all talk. Saying you're gonna do this, saying you're gonna do that. Sounding good. Ultimately, this thing is about applying what it is that we're learning. It says, "But in deed and in truth." Okay, I want to click on this word deed. Ergon, Strong's G 2041. Ergon, Slakia. It says work, deed, doing, labor, business, employment, that which any is occupied. All right, that which one undertakes to do, enterprise, undertaking. All right. Any product, whatever, anything accomplished by hand. Right, because ultimately, again, the scriptures say faith without works is dead. Right. So again, that faith is going to actually produce something. It's going to produce a work. All right. And a work, matter of fact, let's go ahead and get that. I want to see what that word works says in the Greek. All right. This is go to James, the second chapter. And really you could read the whole, a large portion of the chapter, but I'm going to get the point. It says, I'm just going to read verse 20. James 2 and 20, it says, "But without know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead." All right. So faith without works is dead. All right. So saying, all these things, saying, we believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, ultimately we're going to have to stand on everything that we're saying. All right. And that word works, again, is ergon, all right, which goes into something that is produced. All right. And a matter of fact, the last precept that I had was in James as well. All right. And this is James 1 and 22. It says, "Be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves." All right. Because again, man, you can say whatever you want, but at the end of the day, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is he's analyzing our behaviors, our actions, our works. Those things are going to prove our faith. Those things are going to prove our faith. You know. So I'll go ahead and close with this. This is Matthew chapter 7 and verse 21. This is Matthew chapter 7 and verse 21. It says, "And not every one that says unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven." All right. Again, so just because you talked a good game on this side, just because you sounded like you was the man and you sounded like whatever, that doesn't mean that that's going to grant you, acceptance from Yahweh Shem Shai. Again, ultimately, he's looking for those behaviors, those works, the will of Yahweh Shem Shai, whether you did that or not, and that, again, every brother is subject to his lot, right? So you may be doing something, but that may not be what the Lord wants you to do according to your lot. The Lord may want you to do this, right? He may want you to do something different, but it's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai and the gift that he gave you, you know. So Lord willing, just want to touch on that real quick. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. With that, I'll say shalom.